In November of 2010, a chilling discovery shocked the quiet island of Menorca in Spain's Balearic Islands. A suitcase was found in the countryside near the small area of Binadali, not far from the town of Mau. Inside were human remains, the remains of a child. Forensic experts soon identified the victim as César Juanatey, a 9-year-old boy who had not been seen for over 2 years. What unfolded after that discovery would reveal one of the most disturbing family tragedies Spain had seen in decades. This is the story of César Juanatey, the young boy whose life was cut short in 2008, and of his mother, Mónica Juanatey Fernandez, who was later convicted of his murder. César Juanatey was born in Galicia, in northern Spain. By the late 2000s, he was living with his mother, Mónica, in Menorca. Family and acquaintances described César as a cheerful, curious child, full of energy like any 9-year-old. Mónica, meanwhile, presented herself outwardly as a devoted mother. To relatives and neighbors, she appeared responsible and protective. No one could have imagined the terrible secret she would keep hidden for years. On or around July 10, 2008, César vanished. But unlike many missing child cases, there was no immediate police alert. There was no nationwide search, no media coverage. And that was because the one person who should have raised the alarm, his mother, never reported him missing. Instead, Mónica began a long and calculated deception. She told family members and others that César was staying elsewhere. In some accounts, she claimed he had gone to live with relatives. At other times, she gave vague explanations. For 2 long years, this lie was enough to prevent suspicions from reaching authorities. Behind the scenes, however, César's body was hidden in a suitcase, abandoned in the wild landscape of Menorca. It wasn't until November 2010 that the truth started to come to light. A suitcase was found in a rural area near Binadali. When police opened it, they made a grim discovery: human bones and remnants of clothing belonging to a child. Forensic analysis identified the remains as César's. The news broke across Spain. The missing boy had not simply disappeared, he had been murdered. Police launched a full investigation, retracing the boy's final days in 2008. Questions mounted. Why had there been no missing persons report? Why had Mónica been so vague about her son's whereabouts? Confronted with the evidence, Mónica Juanatey eventually confessed. In statements to investigators, she admitted that in July 2008, during what she described as a moment of despair, she drowned her son in the bathtub of their home. Afterwards, she placed his body in a suitcase, transported it to the countryside, and abandoned it. Yet her accounts were inconsistent. Sometimes she said she did not remember the act. Other times she acknowledged it directly. What remained clear was that César's death had been deliberate and the concealment intentional. For 2 years she maintained her deception, allowing family and friends to believe that César was alive, somewhere else. In October 2012, the case reached trial before a jury in Palma de Mallorca. Prosecutors charged Mónica with murder, asesinato, a serious offense under Spanish law. The trial revealed more disturbing details. The prosecution argued that the killing was cold and calculated, pointing to the way she hid the body and sustained the lie for years. The defense attempted to paint a picture of emotional instability, suggesting she acted in a moment of psychological crisis. The jury listened to evidence, including Mónica's conflicting testimonies. Some of her statements suggested denial, others a flat acknowledgement of what she had done. On 31st October 2012, the court delivered its verdict. The jury found Mónica Juanatey guilty of murder. She was sentenced to 20 years in prison. For many in Spain, the sentence brought some measure of justice, but no true closure. A young life had been lost, a family had been shattered, and a community was left grappling with the unthinkable: a mother killing her own child. The case drew national attention, not only for the brutality of the crime, but also for the secrecy that surrounded it. For more than 2 years, César's family and the wider public had been deceived. Relatives who believed Cesar was living safely elsewhere discovered the painful truth only after his remains were found. Psychologists and criminologists who analyzed the case pointed to deep questions. The quiet countryside of Menorca, where that suitcase was found in 2010, now carries the memory of a dark chapter. For those who followed the case, it is impossible to forget the young boy whose life ended far too soon, and the mother who betrayed the bond of trust in the most unimaginable way. Justice, in the form of a prison sentence, may have been served. But for Cesar, justice can never restore the years he lost, nor the future he deserved. This was the case of César Juanatey, a story of innocence stolen, a lie exposed, and a tragedy that continues to haunt it.